Giants offensive lineman Geoff Schwartz with Armen Levack on 104.5 The Team every Tuesday at 5:15. The best of Schwartzy today at 6:30. And the big news of the day, of course, Giants offensive lineman Geoff Schwartz, is that Tom Brady has lost his appeal to the NFL. And as of now, he has a 4-game suspension. Tom Brady and his lawyers say they're going to go to federal court. And Schwartz, the reason why he lost his appeal, the NFL says that he destroyed his cell phone. Brady's agent says that he does that every 4 months. So, Geoff Schwartz, how often do you destroy your cell phones?
I do not do that. I also don't have as many contacts as Tom Brady does. Nor, if anything got out on my phone, like, it wouldn't harm me. Like, there's nothing on my phone that I would be ashamed of. Maybe like 4 phones ago, that could be the case. But this current phone,
let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's get our hands on the Geoff Schwartz phone, circa Oregon.
That's like a BlackBerry with the side scroll thing.
The little roll ball on it and everything?
Yeah, the roll ball, yeah.
Hey, Schwartz, do you guys talk about this when you get together for camp? Is this such a big story that you guys in the locker room bring this up and talk about it amongst each other?
No.
Not at all?
No.
It's leading the national headlines in the NFL.
My brother and I talked about it today. We texted about it, but I've been texting with my offensive line guys almost the whole day today. Like, we have our own little thing going, and it's not been mentioned once. I don't think it'll be mentioned. I think it kind of tells you how much people, within the NFL, care about this story.
All right, well, here's my concern. Let's say that they go to court and the suspension gets upheld, but later in the season, and Brady's out for Week 10 against you guys. Are you worried that Jimmy Garoppolo may be able to do what Brady can't do and beat the Giants?
I think that no matter what happens, whether he serves his appeal or they decide to go to court, I mean, it's going to be the first 4 games. I don't see any scenario where he's suspended later in the season. I mean, I think that the way that this will go is, courts take a while. It took 3 years for the StarCaps investigation and that whole deal to get resolved. I just don't see that if he goes to court and does get an injunction, that he'll miss any time this year.
Geoff Schwartz, Giants offensive lineman, 104.5 The Team. Okay, so I want to know if you and your offensive lineman buddies are texting today, 3 days before training camp begins on Friday. What are you guys texting about?
We were talking a little bit about the conditioning test. We were just nonsense, just offensive line weirdness as usual.
Yeah.
Offensive linemen are just weird.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, we embrace it, and we just talk about whatever. It's not very appropriate. Yeah, like that. If you guys got my phone and looked at the offensive line text messages, I would get in trouble.
That would be the issue.
Yeah. I would destroy my phone as soon as we're off. This is the dumbest call.
Who's going to fail the conditioning test then?
No one fails conditioning test. So nowadays, I think more conditioning tests are more just to see if guys have been working out. I mean, it used to be where you came into training camp to get in shape. Guys are in shape now. I mean, you have to be ready to go from day one. So I think it's just that we're going to go out on Thursday. We report Thursday. I think on the afternoon, we're going to go out, kind of get a little run in, get the body moving. A lot of us probably haven't worked out this week, and just to kind of get the body going before we practice on Friday.
A lot of pressure is on potential left tackle Ereck Flowers. What are you guys talking about right now? Is everybody trying to get him all pumped up?
A lot of the time in this, the 5 weeks between the time we left and the time we came back, we don't talk much about X's and O's in football. I mean, we check in and see how, guys are doing working out and where they're at and where they're vacationing and how they're doing. I mean, it's tough to always talk about X's and O's. I know everyone likes to imagine that, we sit at night, talking about playbooks and reading our playbooks and stuff like that. But, you have to have a little bit of a break. So, it's just more lighthearted conversation. And, when we get back into it, Thursday when we'll kind of start hammering, the playbook and camaraderie and, kind of bonding as a unit.
Geoff Schwartz, Giants offensive lineman with Armen Levack. They report Thursday, begin their first training camp practice on Friday. Where is your confidence level with Ereck Flowers at left tackle?
I mean, listen, I said this all along. He's got a lot of talent. And so if he can put it together, I mean, he could be a great player. But, I've also mentioned this too. I mean, being a rookie left tackle is hard. And you don't see it very often. There's a reason for that. and we got to get them ready. I mean, without the, I think that a contributing factor to that is probably the lack of two-a-days. I mean, as much as two-a-days are awful, and no one will ever tell you that they like them or they need them, it's missed. I mean, offensive linemen, we get better with reps, and two-a-days were just more reps. So, we have to find ways, we do, the staff does, Eric does, to be ready to play, in whatever, 5-6 weeks, with less practices than, we've had in the past.
With the way last year, fell out where you missed most of the year, how excited are you just to get back and crack some pads at real camp?
I'm anxious. It's been a while since I've really kind of had back-to-back, workload practices. I feel very confident. I mean, I made a lot of strides this summer in Arizona, and I feel strong. I feel confident. I'm just kind of ready to kind of put it behind me and just kind of play. And so I'm just kind of anxious to get going and see how the body responds to not having done this really. I've been in pads, once, one game, actually a game and a quarter, in the last year. So it'd be good for me to kind of get in a groove during camp, and the goal is to get better every day. So it might not start out the prettiest. It never really does, but as long as you are ready to go week one, that's all that matters.
You had ankle surgery over the off season, actually during the season last year, right?
Yeah, December 3rd.
Yeah, and you've been going through rehab since then. You're still going through rehab. Are you 100%?
I don't know, man. I mean, what's 100%? I feel good. I think that's all that matters.
Okay.
I don't think that this type of injury, you never get to 100%. I mean, I had a lot of damage, so you never get to 100%. I think I told you guys before that, it's a matter of just kind of being able to play through things. I think in the NFL in general, I think what separates a lot of guys is the mental aspect of being able to play through a little bit of pain, through a little bit of soreness, through not ideal conditions, because a lot of us are pretty close athletically, and I'm not the most gifted athlete, in the NFL, especially in the offensive line. So, you have to be able to mentally just do it, and that's my mindset, kind of always is. So whether or not I'm 100%, I don't think it really matters. I just have to kind of find ways to make it work and do my job.
But anywhere in your mind, do you doubt that ankle? Anywhere mentally, is there a mental block at all about, man, this could happen again?
Well, I'm not worried about it happening again. I mean, I'm fully healed, so it's a matter of just going out there and doing it. And like I said, I made a lot of strides in my training the last couple of weeks, where you could see from week to week my numbers got better, what I was doing got better, added more weight. So that gives me a lot of confidence going to camp. And like I said, I mean, the way camp schedule is now, we get some off days, and it's not the same as it used to be. If we had double days, it probably would be a lot tougher. But just for my ankle, I think now we have singles, we got some days off. I think that'll really help me.
Geoff, as we've been sitting here, leading up to camp, we're worried about JPP, we're worried about Victor Cruz, we're worried about this, that, and the other thing. You going in, what's the question that you want to see answered the most?
Well, I just think in general, we all speak for the offense. I mean, we didn't get off to a faster start than we did last year. I mean, we didn't play very well in the preseason, and you can always say, well, that's just the preseason, but then we also didn't play well, week 1 and 2. So I think there is something to get off to a good start. I think offensively we need to be able to kind of hit the ground running and have a good preseason. And whether that doesn't mean you score points necessarily. It doesn't mean you have to put a lot of touchdowns, but we have to be efficient and get out of the preseason with no injuries.
How much does it help that you guys are in the second year of this offense?
Oh, tremendous. I mean, it's there's night and day out there. We're coming into camp now. This is now, you install the offense essentially 4 times in the off season. So you do it at the first 2 weeks, and then you do the next 3 when you go outside. Then you do the OTAs. Then you do mini camp. Then you install a training camp. Then you install again every week essentially. So we already had that last year of installing that much. So we've had that many kind of bases already, and you guys know what they're doing, and we can hit the ground running. I mean, there's not a day. I mean, in the spring you couldn't even tell that it was the same offense in the spring before.
How bad are you guys going to mock Eli for his DirecTV commercial?
I thought that was hilarious. Oh my God, that can be him, Eli. It's funny because he shows that personality every now and then in the locker room, and he definitely does not show that to the media. So it's kind of fun to see him like do something kind of a little outside the box from what you would think he would do. I thought it was hilarious.
He was good, Schwartz. He was believable. Like he looked like a different person.
Oh, he did a great job. The thing about Eli, it's great. It's like we see that in the locker room, and a lot of people don't. So it's nice that he shares that every now and then.
So he's a prankster. He's a goofball. What is he in the locker room?
I think last year we had so many new guys. I don't really know, and I wasn't around obviously because I was injured, so I don't know how much pranking or goofballness there was. But I think he's definitely feeling comfortable with a lot of us this offseason because we're here for the second year. And so he's kind of opened up a little bit more. And, I've got to know him better. I mean, personally, last year I came in and I got hurt right away, and it's tough to bond with your quarterback when you're not playing. So, I definitely will be able to kind of know Eli a little better this year.
Now, we've been playing audio of Prince Mukamura talking about how Victor Cruz looks faster now than before the knee injury. We know Cruz is a big part of that offense. How important is it that he be part of camp, that he be, an everyday practicing guy?
He just needs to be ready to play week one. Whatever that is, and whether I don't think it matters exactly how many balls he can catch week one. I think just him being out there. So whatever that means for camp is what he needs to do. I don't think he has to be out there every day for camp, as long as he's ready to play week one and knows what he's doing, and he's a threat out there. It just brings out another guy on offense that teams have to contend for. So I don't know if there's an exact answer to say that he needs this amount of days to practice. He needs what he needs to get ready, and that's different for everybody.
Don't rush it, right?
It'd be better to have him for the last 14 weeks than the first two and then him get hurt again. That's the way you're thinking. But I think that, same with any injured guy. You want him to play for the season. However they get to that point during training camp, and, you want guys to play for the season.
Any talk or feeling about how he looked? Prince Mukamura says he's running faster than ever. Are there rumblings like that around the team or anything you've seen?
I have not been around Victor. I've been in Arizona. I know that I am not the fastest I've ever been. I think that's good. I don't know if that's ever going to happen again, but thankfully for me, I don't have to run routes. I just have to block guys in confined spaces. So, this time of year in general, if you get this, the same thing with, I think a lot of baseball people make fun of it because in spring training, everyone's in the best shape of their life. That's always the story for every baseball player. So, I think in training, nowadays when people show up to training camp, they often are in best shape. And Vic is one of those guys. I haven't seen him in many weeks, so I'm just going off of Prince's word. I don't think Prince would say something that he doesn't believe is the truth, especially in that situation. You don't want to go ahead and pump a guy up who's coming off an injury if it's not true. So I think there probably is a lot of truth to that.
Giants offensive lineman Geoff Schwartz with Armen Levack. What's your favorite part of training camp, Schwartzy?
When it's over,
it just sucks, right? It's just brutal.
I think that my favorite part is the bonding. That's the practices. You need the practices, and I think the bonding is this is what brings the team together. Is training camp. You spend 14 hours a day together in the facility, and then you often go back to the hotel, and you might spend a couple minutes in each other's rooms, and then traveling. And we're going to Cincinnati this year, so. A couple more days of travel. I think it's just bonding. That's what this time is. Obviously, it's time to get better, but just where you build your identity as your teams in training camp.
But do you have to go to the hotel, or can guys go home? Not as much bonding happens at a headquarters than when you guys used to go to college campuses, right? Like Albany.
No, we go to the hotel after, and we can't go home. Yes, you can go home at night for a couple of minutes, but we get off at 8:45, and you got bed check at 11. So I'm not going to go home.
Got it.
I do think that going away to camp, you get a little bit more of that because you're kind of forced to do that. But then again, it's a trade-off. Listen, I didn't have a family, I didn't have a kid in the past, so going away to camp was kind of no big deal for me. But now I can't imagine, not being able to see him every day. So that's kind of the advantage of being able to stay home, is that I get to see my kid every day.
Giants offensive lineman Geoff Schwartz. Dude, have fun at training camp, man.
Oh, I will have fun. You gotta thing about it is you have to make it fun. Otherwise, if you go in there with the mindset that it's going to suck, it's going to be worse.
Maybe Eli can be back to meeting Eli, and that's how you guys have fun.
In the huddle, that'd be great if you do that in the huddle. I don't think you will, but maybe we could get him. He's very serious, when it comes to practice, obviously, and that's why he's such a great player. But it'd be very funny if we could get him to maybe give us a little bad comedian Eli before practice.
You guys should all get your hair done like that, get that wig piece and everything, and everybody walk into the huddle with it.
I love the little fat belly and everything. It was unbelievable.
The good thing about Giants offensive lineman Geoff Schwartz is he makes himself accessible all over the social media world at Geoff Schwartz, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube as well. If you have questions during training camp, who knows? Maybe he will get back to you. He answers questions all the time. And coming in 2029, JeoffSchwartz.com.
I think it will be up. I think it will be up before the season's over.
Wow!
Oh, coming in January of 2016.
It's the current pace.
But you know,
I just okayed a bunch of stuff for the website, so hopefully it it gets built. It got built. It's being rebuilt. So it should be ready soon.
I don't even know what that means, but I feel you. It sounds good. JeoffSchwartz.com coming in, let's say, into the season. You know what? Wishful thinking. Into February 2016. See what I did there?
I think, I did see what you did. You guys, you know what? When the website goes up, you'll be the first people I tell. How about that?
Just call. You got the number. Call straight to the show and just start screaming, JeoffSchwartz.com, and we'll let everybody know.
By the way, I forgot to tell you, how happy were you that the big unit went to the Hall of Fame this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, just because I ate a hot dog called the Big Unit doesn't mean that I have ties to Randy Johnson.
We think you're obsessed, Armen. We've been talking about this. We've decided.
It just made I just was watching the Big Unit talk and just laughing to myself. I'm so immature. I'm 29. I just giggle and stuff like that.
Because the Big Unit is also a hot dog. That's 2 feet long. Yeah. Could you eat a 2 feet long hot dog? Would you want to? I know you don't like hot dogs.
How long is a hot dog?
It's 2 feet.
No, I don't like hot dogs.
Right.
It's so weird. You won't even try it?
No, why would I try that? I don't like it.
Have you ever tried a hot dog?
Yeah, I had a hot dog the other day for National Hot Dog Day. I was at his restaurant and he made me eat it.
Were you just was it a struggle?
It had chili cheese on it too, so I was kind of yeah, this is great. I was just trying to eat as fast as possible.
Man, I can't believe that you have to force down a hot dog.
Yep.
Geoff Schwartz, we love you, man. Have a great training camp. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, see you, brother. Armen Levack, 104.5, the team. Your home for New York